Hey, it's Josh here from Retrobution. I'm starting a series of game reviews for the games that are appearing on the SNES Classic, so if you like our content here at Retrobution, please do subscribe for more and be sure to follow us on each of our social media channels. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Final Fantasy III. Well, what can I say about the Final Fantasy series that hasn't already been said 1,000 times before? Because the titles have become one of the best selling video game series in history, and I'm sure you'll remember Final Fantasy VII. Well, Final Fantasy III, or Final Fantasy VI as it was known back in the day, on the Super Nintendo was a classic. I'm so glad Nintendo decided to pick this game as one of its 21 to be on the Super Nintendo Classic, because guys, I'm telling you, this is one iconic game. Final Fantasy III doesn't stray too far away from the trademark formula that made the Final Fantasy series such a loved game among fans. You still spend most of your time travelling from place to place on the world map. If you're on foot, of course you're going to encounter those random enemies that you'll be forced to battle, but trust me, it's handy because you need that XP in this game, because you're going to need it to purchase better armour, weapons and specialty items in the game's many shops. While you will still find the traditional emphasis of outfitting your characters with the best weapons and armour and items Final Fantasy III has to offer, it also introduces new items called relics. You can outfit each of your characters with up to 2 of these relics, which could give you special skills such as the ability to run or make use of unique magical abilities. Final Fantasy III visually doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. While the graphical details do go above and beyond those of Final Fantasy II, they still retain a lot of the same style fans of the series will come to expect. Every area of the game has its own unique look and visual style, which gives the game a huge degree of variety. The enemies in the game still don't animate at all, which is a bit disappointing in my opinion, that it is on a 16-bit console, but nevertheless they're all drawn with great detail, and some of the bosses look absolutely amazing in their design and presentation. But when it comes to the world map, it does look quite good when your party is on foot, but once you gain control of the airship, for example, this is where the graphical quality tends to dip just a bit. The Mode 7 world map used for vehicle travel looks very ragged and blurry, and it can make deciphering specific locations such as towns, caves or mountains a bit difficult. And then we move on to the game's soundtrack. Much like the majority of Square's role-playing titles, the soundtrack in Final Fantasy III is superb. Every track has its distinctive Square RPG catchiness, and if you're one that can appreciate the time and effort Square puts into their games' musical presentations, then you'll love the musical score in Final Fantasy III. If you've somehow never played Final Fantasy III in any of its various forms over the years, you truly owe it to yourselves to experience one of the best releases the series has to offer. And if you have played the game before, perhaps it's time to relive the magic all over again on the Super Nintendo Mini Classic Edition, coming the 29th of September. Thanks again for watching, guys, and remember, if you like our content here at Retrobution, then please like, comment and subscribe. It will mean a lot to us. Thanks again, and another video will be coming soon.